Hey everyone, the wiki claims that you can make 750,000 GP per hour for killing these guys. Their loot isn't bad, but as you can see, almost half of that comes from crystal shards, and that's because we will be fighting them in the Slayer dungeon below Prifddinas. Here they have a 1 in 24 chance of dropping crystal shards. These crystal shards aren't tradable, but when crushed into crystal dust, they can be used to enhance potions, which is a highly profitable process. Now, to not overcomplicate things at the end, I'm going to give the profit with and without the crystal shards. The gear setup consists of my best melee gear, so I'm just going with full bandos, a torture, the usual stuff. Now the only thing special here is the leaf bladed battle axe. Obviously you will need a leaf bladed weapon, because a regular weapon won't be able to damage the Kurask. In the inventory I brought some runes to cast high alchemy, I brought some potions to last me for an hour, and then just some food for in case I need to eat. I've also brought the Saradamin Godsword. Now this can't damage the Kurask, but the healing effect and the prayer restoration will still work, so that's why it's a very good special weapon to use here. Lastly, I've also brought a herb set because they do drop quite a bit of unnoted herbs. Alright, I think it's time to start the hour, so let's go. Oh, look at that, we got a leaf bladed battle axe. That's a drop I didn't really expect to get. The chance to get one of these is 1 in 1k, so we definitely got super lucky here. If you're wondering how to get there, the Kurasks are located in the OSRS Slayer dungeon under Prifddinas. Use whatever method gets you to Prifddinas fastest. Personally, my house is located there, so I just teleport to home and run a few steps to the cave. Of course, this method comes with some requirements. To fight the Kurask, you'll need level 70 Slayer and some decent melee stats, like 75 to 80 will be enough. However, for this specific method you will also need to complete the Song of the Elves quest to have access to the Slayer dungeon, and you'll also need a decent Herblore level to turn your shards into profit. Level 93 Herblore is ideal because at this level you can boost to level 97 with a botanical pie for super combat potions. However, since that is a pretty steep level, level 66 will do just fine, but you'll just make a little less money on each shard. The best way to find out which potion will be most profitable for you is to just go to the wiki and check it out. I'll leave a link in the description, but as you can see, in general the higher tier potions will just give you more profit. However, there are always some exceptions, so make sure to check it out. The method was quite relaxing, and thanks to the Saradamin Godsword I managed to stay an entire hour without having to leave once. As long as you make sure that you don't sit on a 100% spec bar for too long, you should be fine. It's pretty relaxing, and even though you can't really AFK here, you can still do something else on the side, like watch a YouTube video or a show on Netflix. Alright, now it's time to get into the results, but before we do, it would really help me out if you could give this video a like and comment down below what other money makers I should try out in the future. Alright, and this is going to be the last kill of the hour. As you can see, we have reached 1 hour. The loot is looking really good, so let's gather everything up and let's do a price check. In the inventory I've gathered up all of the loot and it's looking pretty decent. I picked up every single herb, which I do think is worth doing if you have a herb sack. 867,000 GP in just the regular loot without counting the crystal shards, so that's already really good. Right, I just sold everything, but I realized I forgot the nature runes, which will also add up to over 50k. So we end up with a cash tag of 920,000 GP. I've crushed up all of the crystal shards and we have ended up with 280 crystal dusts. We can use this to upgrade 70 Bastion potions. So we're going to buy the potions for 1.4 mil. And there we go, they all came through. And as you can see, it will take a bit of time, but it's still a pretty fast process. And that is 70 divine potions made. There we go, I lowered the price a little bit so they would instantly sell. And that is a very easy 300k profit right there. The regular loot was worth 920k and the shards gave me an extra 300k GP. The supplies only came up to a measly 80k, which means that the total profit is well over 1.1 million GP per hour, which is really good. If you were to use the shards for something else or you don't have a high enough herblore level yet, the profit per hour would still be a very respectable 840k GP. So there are definitely better methods out there than this one, especially if you're a higher level player. That being said, I'm still glad that we've tested this method because that's kind of what this series is all about. Thank you so much to everyone who has watched the video to the end, and liking it would help me an absolute ton. That being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!